Hey, welcome back to the Kagan Dunlap channel. I'm here today with my brother Stuart again.
It's time to lock in.
It's time to lock in. Today we're going to be talking about a video game that's an indie video game coming out that's being developed right now currently by some Halo fans and I think some people that are actual like legitimate game developers. The game's called Branching Sickness. It's going to be a Halo-based horror game about the Flood.
Which is perfect because I feel like we've all been asking for that forever. But 343 is not going to deliver it, so we're going to take it into our hands.
They don't really have a big YouTube channel or a big Twitter or a big like following on anything, but they have a really big Discord. It's like 10,000 people in their Discord, which is pretty sizable.
They're doing it on Unreal Engine 5, which means it's going to look crazy good.
So far the Branching Sickness team that I see in their Discord is a guy named 8th Scepter, Captain Doge 1, Warlock, Jackal. Very interesting names. They got a huge team of developers because obviously like this kind of a thing is a big deal because you need people that are like extremely good at computer graphics and graphic design. And
they had a Google poll that was like asking for people that have created stuff before to help them out. I really wish I would have filled that out, but the only thing I could probably do is voice acting at this point.
I started playing Halo when it first came out. 2001 when it was out for the original Xbox. I think I was in 10th or 11th grade when Halo 2 dropped. People skipped school to go home and play Halo 2 campaign with their friends. When Halo 3 came out, a bunch of people did the same thing. They like skipped class for the day to like just stay home and play the whole campaign with their friends. We're gonna watch the original trailer from their YouTube that they released, I think a few years ago. I think it was like 3 years ago. We'll tag their YouTube account in the description so you can find their YouTube and also help support them. We'll also tag their Discord so that you guys can join that if you're interested.
The Forerunners could not stop us. What chance do you have?
That looks so good, yeah.
Concept art.
Just concept art and stuff and like just like a little brief teaser animated scene. And you gotta remember, this isn't from like a studio. This is just from like a small team of people that are Halo fans that want to see like real Halo games come out again, like good Halo games.
Which will make it better because they'll actually care about the product and not the money.
And not microtransactions. I don't dislike or hate Halo Infinite, but they focused all of their energy towards just multiplayer so they can just milk everyone for all of their money for microtransactions. That sucks, man. Like, cause that's not what Halo's about. Halo's about the plot, the story, the lore, the characters, the feel. They've lost their way because they've been more focused on making money. And the problem is like, you don't need to be worried about making money. If you make a good quality game, you're gonna make lots of money because people are gonna want more content.
Everyone that's a fan will eat that immediately. It's like, oh, new lore dropping or like explaining things that happen. Halo Infinite does not suck. That game is very fun. We've replayed it like 3 or 4 times. It's 100% completion too.
We've replayed through Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ODST, Reach, Wars 2, Halo Wars. We've played through every single one of them on Legendary and beat all of them on Legendary countless times. Anyway, there's a new trailer that was released recently that I think everybody has been wanting to see. It's like highly anticipated.
I want to say July 21st is when this one came out.
Yeah, and this is apparently this is supposed to be like a sandbox for players once the game actually releases and also like for testers. So that way you can go in and you can like, you know, shoot at a little shooting range with all the different weapons that are going to be in the game. So let's check that out.
Let's see.
Unreal 5 graphics.
It's got kind of an ODST feel, which I like because they're thinking back to like how did it look like when you were playing as a Marine and not a Spartan. The original Halo 1 shotgun.
They brought the shotgun back.
Thank God.
It's got a light on the side that's kind of cool. You can kind of zoom in a little bit. The graphics are outstanding. The battle rifle looks like you can lock on targets.
Battle rifle looks very satisfying to shoot. Looks great. Smooth reload animations too.
Man, that looks so good.
We can just do that.
And that's not even made by a giant company.
No,
like,
that's not a
it's
AAA
just
game
like
company. That's
indie
just
designers that are good at what they do, and they can design a game platform. I think they've been getting a lot of the files from 343 that they're no longer using, so that way they can use those to develop off of rather than starting from scratch, and that gives them kind of like a framework to build off of. The whole game, Branching Sickness, is supposed to be about a story about a Marine who's fighting the Flood. There's not a Master Chief. Master Chief isn't apparently going to be in it. It's just about a Marine that's fighting the Flood.
That's what makes it scarier. You're not some super soldier in a suit of armor with shields. You're just a dude.
You're just one of the random Marines that is going to be fighting through some sort of battle.
In Halo Wars 1, the ship does get covered in the Flood and all this stuff. And while you're, it's an RTS, that's obviously not scary. But the gist of it is that you're just a Marine this time. And I think allegedly you are alone.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be like a horror game because like in Halo 1, in 343 Guilty Spark, the level, it was kind of scary. You were going through a rainforest. It was dark, freaky as hell, and things were in the trees, and you're like, what the hell was that?
What's the name of that level?
343 Guilty Spark.
So 343 Guilty
Terrifying.
Spark is the first level that you encounter the Flood. You are going through like a swamp as Master Chief.
Yeah. You're going, and then like there's some gunshots that come out from the structure, and you're like, oh, those where the Marines are, and you go in there, and you never find them. All you find is just Jenkins' body and his videotape, and then Master Chief watches that, and you're like, what the hell, that's not Covenant. Now that's not scary because it's like, there's terrifying games out right now that
there's tons of games that are just
make that look like a joke, but
unbelievably
back then,
scary.
I was afraid to walk home to my house 1 block away, and I was like in elementary school though, but that was terrifying back then, and they're bringing it back now to this. That'd be terrifying. The Flood would be the most terrifying zombie outbreak possibility of any multiverse theory.
They had an opportunity to make like a horror game based on just the Flood. Could have been ODST, could have been regular Marines, could have been just like a survival horror game as a civilian somewhere where the Flood infected, because the Flood infected so many different places throughout the universe that they could have just made up.
It was Halo 3 when they were on Earth, and then the shipmaster glassed the planet. Then there was Flood on Earth at the time. You could have made a horror game about that. It didn't last long, but you could have. Could have done it on High Charity, like a surviving elite on High Charity when it was totally infected. That would have been terrifying. That mission was terrifying in Halo 2. I remember I played that with the lights off one time.
Which, yeah, by the way, if you guys don't remember, in Halo 2, what was the name of the ship that crashed into High Charity that was infected?
In Amberclad.
And how did In Amberclad get infected?
In Amberclad got infected because, Jesus Christ, I've played this game too much. In Amberclad got infected because they took the ship to the library in Halo 2 when the Arbiter was getting the Sacred Icon.
That's right.
And then Johnson and Miranda got captured. The Flood was all over the place. So then they, being the Flood, being hyper intelligent, and there's a grave mind, and then knowing like the knowledge like from like, I guess, because if you take over the body of the elites or the Marines and shit like that, you can get their memories and their mind, and you know everything they know. They just piloted the ship back to High Charity to infect that. And that's how High Charity got infected.
Right. They could have for sure expanded on like the whole takeover of High Charity and made it like into a really cool game. And yeah, like you said, you could have played as an elite that's surviving.
That would have been absolutely terrifying. Like at the very tail end of it, where it's like, this was like a totally safe place. This is their base of operations, but nope, everyone's fighting each other. And then Truth dipped. All the brutes went with him. We're just leaving this thing behind. And what I was looking up was like, well, how big of a scenario is that? It's a ship. The ship itself was like 348 kilometers long, 216 miles, American people.
It's so much space that they could fill with flood forms and everything like that.
Nothing can stand up to that.
And eventually what happens is they took that. High Charity ended up crashing into the Ark.
With the lesser Ark.
Because High Charity in Halo Wars 2 was covered by some sort of a shield to prevent anything. Yeah, the Sentinels like encapsulated it to prevent it from infecting the entire Ark.
They wanted to open it up to get its resources and salvage stuff, which
there's probably a ton of stuff in there to salvage, but it was also filled with infected.
It's like trying to drill a hole the size of a school bus in Chernobyl if it was still like spewing out stuff and never got fixed. That's essentially the same thing. It's just the worst case scenario possible. That'd been terrifying too if there was like a campaign about like surviving that and being in there. Thank God these indie developers are out here doing things like this. Thank God for you guys, because I mean, you're doing the Lord's work out here for us to be able to like have these games and these ideas. They look great and they're original, and I'm sure I don't speak for myself. I know a bunch of people will support you on that.
That's my hope too. I'm hoping that people will see this video and see other videos of creators talking about this indie game. Branching Sickness looks freaking amazing. It looks like one of the coolest things in a while.
It looks terrifying and it looks incredible.
Recommend that you guys go check them out. Check out their YouTube. Check out their Discord. They have an X. They have like a Twitter, an X. They post updates all the time about like where they're at in the process, and they're still looking for people to help work the project with them. So if you're a 3D designer or you know how to design video games or anything involved in that, you should check them out.
Or if you can donate to them so that they can continue this project going.
If you guys need a voice actor, I got you.
If they need voice acting done, they definitely need to hit me up or him up.
I'll do it for free. I know, and him too would definitely be like willing to help in any damn way.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Y'all, like, let's try to make some dream come true here, and pray to God that, you know, no AAA game company comes to try and shut them down or anything like that, because I just see corporate people doing that. I don't know why I feel that way, but I just see them trying to stop it from happening.
Because somebody's not making money off of it.
That's it. It's money.
Joke's on you, I'm into that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hope you guys check out their stuff. Like, keep watching, keep up on the updates on it if you guys are fans of it.
If you like this video, or if you like the idea of a new Halo game, go check their stuff out. If I see any more updates about it, I'll probably make another video about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
See you.